Yo, what up, what up, what up, my good people? Y'all doing today? You know what your man, the building, how we do about this time. We come in and make it vibe like this. Y'all know what it is. Hey, listen, man, tonight's an incredible night. Y'all know how I do it. We love to keep the energy high. But before we get started, make sure right now that you're going and you are liking, and not only liking, but sharing this, because we got some great information coming right now. I got my guy Snoop Robinson coming on tonight. We're bringing some people on. They're going to talk about some stuff that's going down in Hollywood right here in the Metroplex area, and we're going to talk about their new show that's coming this weekend, so you don't want to miss this information, and also how you can be a part of everything going on. So you want to make sure that you tune in, but the way you're going to be able to tune in is make sure you share this, because people need this information, whether you're an actor or a fan, anybody, you know what I mean? And we just rock. Hey, but man, I tell you what, we ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get into everything that's going on. I'm gonna bring my guy Snoop Robinson in, make this thing get it jumping. Let's go!
Oh, my bad. My bad, dog, man. Say, appreciate us today.
People need, because people don't know you was about to be in this dance competition doing that same stuff.
It won't be quite that, but I mean, yeah, we're gonna do some things. That's for sure. But it wasn't gonna be that. That's for doggone sure, man. I'm kind of tripping though on this. You got intro music. When did all this start happening?
Man, you gotta listen, Snoop. What did you tell me a long time when I first walked into this business?
Man,
you gotta invest in yourself, man. You gotta put stuff down. So as you keep doing stuff, you gotta get better at what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make the package, the presentation look real good, and that's what I'm working on, right? I'm working on my presentation.
You getting there? Oh, you're not quite there, but you're getting there, dog. You're climbing the ladder. And I mean, I kind of want to jump on into it, man. I got some family friends. I mean, they more family than anything. I've been knowing them for a long time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as old as they are, but you know, I'm just saying, I'm not as old as they are, but they are family. But they're in Dallas, and we're getting ready to do this play on Friday called Love Seats, and directed by Miss Zena herself. Kicking it. I mean, you know what? I knew she was good at what she did. This girl is the bomb. I mean, and I've never seen nobody direct it. She's done it via Zoom. That's new to me. So I want to give her mad props. But we want to kind of start out with just kind of the industry stuff as a whole. So first of all, Corey, you as an actor, there's a lot of things that have been questioned that's going on in the LA realm, and all of the team here. We call him Jay Rivers. Now, you can't be looking up. You can't be looking. I'm gonna come at you anytime. You can't be looking yet. So yeah, I'm just telling you. I've got the football game on, so he's up here looking at the game. So I'm snitching. So the camera, you never know we're gonna be on camera. We say snitches get stitches, but we got Jeremy Rivers in the building.
Hey, what's going on, good people?
We got Bree Camper. Bree Camper. Do I do all of it?
Bree Camper River.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Jay, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't know if we're doing the entertainment side.
My feeling is Perea camper.
Okay. One happy camper. Well, let's do it this way. The production is put on by one happy camper, which is Perea camper in the building. Camper Rivers, man. Give it up for her. Yeah, as y'all can see, we're gonna have a good time tonight. And then over in the corner, we got Zena Moore, Dewey Smith. What's the name? Dewey. There we go. See, that's a whole different ball game. See, I didn't get cursed out with the eyes on that one, like I did over here. You know what I'm saying? But I apologize. I got the team in the building, man. We extremely excited about the play as well as what's going on. So the biggest thing that I've been hearing lately, we're gonna jump into the conversation. A lot of things have been coming up with the SAG situation. You've got a lot of actors out here in Dallas that are SAG-y and that are wondering if it affects them if they go ahead and do other projects that are not a SAG project. And they're really looking at trying to do some other things. So would that affect them by doing another project, even if they're SAG-y?
No, not at all. You're not officially in the union.
Right.
You're just eligible.
Yeah.
So you're not affected. You're not under any SAG laws other than, unless they make you a must join or something like that. And that's just in preparation to become SAG, if I'm saying it correctly. But no, you're not obligated under any union contract being eligible.
Now, what if they are SAG? What is that? How does that affect them if they were to do a project that wasn't waived or any of that nature? And y'all can get into, is there a waiver that needs to take care? I've heard of the interim contract or some of that nature. So can you explain a little bit of that, and then we're gonna dig into some other things as well.
You want to take it?
Go ahead.
Oh, so SAG teaches you and trains you and telling you, you go to a workshop and everything, and they let you know that as a SAG actor, you shouldn't be on non-union projects simply because the easiest way is because they can't protect you. If anything happens, you kind of leave yourself out there to whatever happens on any independent or non-union set. Now, I'm not going to say anything other than that, but I will say what you decide to do as a performer is your choice. And whatever repercussions come from that, you'll have to take it. Right. And that's the safest thing for me to say.
So in other words,
at your discretion.
So I'm not going to let y'all say it, but in other words, from me, if you need to go make your money, go make your money. But understand there are repercussions on the back end that could cause you to lose those eligibilities. So just keep that all in mind. But it's an amazing thing because at the end of the day, it's an opportunity for you all to get more. I'm not SAG eligible or SAG at all. But at the same time, it guarantees certain pay. So if I was making $5 an hour, you're guaranteed $12 an hour. So it has its perks and its positives. So it's now being in Dallas. Now, true enough, we can travel to Atlanta, we can travel to LA, all these other locations. Being in Dallas, is it a good thing to be SAG-y or SAG eligible?
Okay, I'm just going to speak from my own experience. And because you and I have talked, I think that like in Dallas, there are more non-union projects. So I think that's fine if you're not SAG because there's more non-union projects. In LA, there really aren't a lot of non-union projects. So I had to join SAG, but it's like a full-time job for me as well. It's a full-time, I'm talking to the people, not you. Got it. Okay, so it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job for me. So just like I would want protection at work or insurance coverage at work, this is just what I would want for SAG as well, because this is what I do, and because everyone is trying to, or not trying, but everyone is, a lot of people are doing it in LA, then it's best for me to be SAG. And then once you get to a certain point, it's just like, it's a must join. And I do like the protection for it, and the insurance as well. And then, so with the strike, you mentioned the interim, there is a thing to where if it's not associated with the AMPTM, then Alliance of Motion Television Production. Yes, all that. Yes. Google.
It's your friend. It's your friend.
Your best friend. But you can absolutely, if it's not associated with the big networks or anything like that, you know, if you want to, if it's an independent, independent production, then you can get a waiver. And then your people from SAG, whether it's SAG or not, not SAG, they can be protected in that way. And they can write it and then they can promote it as well. So I think a lot of people don't know about the interim agreement or, the contract. And that's, they're giving those out, so that you can still have your talent that you need. And then the talent doesn't have to have any repercussions. But again, to answer your question, sorry, in a roundabout way, in Dallas, if there's more non-union projects, then I wouldn't, worry about rush to become SAG. It's your preference as well. It's your individual preference. All of these are just my experiences, but it is your individual preference what you want to do.
Yeah. Also, just remembering that in LA, once you get to a certain point, in order to get in the room, in order to get the auditions that you want, the things that you see on television for networks, you have to be SAG, because you're not gonna get the audition. You're not auditioning non-union.
Right.
It's not happening. It's hard to, if you have an agent, there are agents who won't take you if you're not SAG, because they can't push you anywhere. They can't put you in the rooms that they need you to be in order for them to get paid. So, to Paris's point, it's our job. It's our full-time job. We don't have a fallback. So SAG is what covers us.
So that being said, do you have to live in LA, Atlanta, are these places that they say are the hot cities to be, the elite per se? Do you have to live in those areas just to get that opportunity?
I feel like COVID changed a lot of things. You can now audition, self-tape. They used to want you in the room. They used to want you to come and audition there. So it was always hard. Sometimes you get an audition the day before, and you have to learn the day before. But I think COVID changed so much to where you can submit your self-tapes to where you don't necessarily have to be in those places or in those. That's just my opinion. You don't have to be there. There are people that are A-list talent and they don't live in LA anymore. They like the quiet, places. Right. They want to be away from all of it. And I understand that. So you don't have to, I don't think you have to be in LA or Atlanta. Not now.
However, you are looking at a lot of shows or sets that they're going to ask you to be a local.
Absolutely.
So you have to remember that. So
and you don't stay for days.
Yeah. So if you don't have to live in LA, but if they're shooting in LA and you're required to be an LA local, they're not flying you out and they're not housing you. In Atlanta,
pay for travel, you got to pay for housing.
You don't get per diem or anything.
You don't get per diem, nothing. Like it literally says, you have to be a local. And if you say yes to that, that is you saying yes to all of the expenses.
Right. And our features normally take like 14 to 16 days to shoot.
Right.
And a series can take up to 3 to 6 months to shoot. So just but that doesn't mean you have to be there the whole time. But they do, if you're on a weekly, then they do want you there that whole week. So it's just things to take into consideration for sure.
Now you can be from out of town and still receive an offer, and that production, it's up to them if they're going to pay for that. But to what Z is talking about, if you're a local hire, I mean, it's beneficial for them to say it's cheaper to hire somebody locally because they're looking at it as this is somebody that lives close by.
Right.
So to travel, to come, if we have to shoot additional days or things are added on. Pickups, you're already there. You're local. But if you're somebody that is not really local, but you're telling them that you are, you have to keep in mind that you need to prepare for just additional expenses.
And that's the situation where like it's beneficial to be SAG-E, because being local, they will look at the SAG locals first and see if they can hire the SAG locals, and then everybody else that's non-union bring the non-union people on. And so being SAG-E makes you priority slightly, but again, you will have to pay for those expenses.
And just know that they do give you random pickup dates. Yeah. Where they're like, we need this. So if you just flew back home and they call you like next Wednesday, we need to pick up, that's on you because you said you were local. So they're going to expect you to do a turnaround and come right on back.
Right. Go ahead and hop in that rental. and drive nonstop. Take your Red Bull. Make sure you wear your diaper.
not your diaper. So somebody just commented. Charles Nelson commented says that it's over.
What's
That's
over?
if that's what you're talking about, I want to make sure that your statement is saying that the strike is over.
It's not over for
The
SAG.
SAG is not
The
over.
writer
The
strike.
writer strike is not. I mean, the writer strike is over, but not the actor strike.
Yeah,
Portion of the
they're in
strike is not
negotiations today.
So
They started negotiations today.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what he was doing. He was responding when I posted this, and I was asking the question, but I was using it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was using it as a tester to get the questionnaire to post up, but he was responding when I said that there's some ground being made on getting a compromise to the strike. So he was responding to that.
Okay, gotcha.
That's where the Corey Espy is over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, what's going on, Michael Prince? What's going on, Missy Lee?
What up?
What up, y'all?
Are they on here?
Yeah.
Everybody's on there.
Everybody's on there.
So that the cool thing is, so I've got family in LA. So if I get that part,
for a long
that are older than me, so I know I got somewhere to stay.
Right? Change lives.
I got somewhere to stay, right?
Right.
Okay, just check it.
Don't be saying right on camera.
Right? But see, I know you turned your head when I said right.
Yeah, I got a call. I got my mama call.
Y'all get it.
So going back to the cool the cool thing about everybody on this panel today is everybody has acting talents as well as other unique talents that are some cool abilities that either behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, from writing to marketing to all of these different pieces. Can y'all kind of explain what you do, and are those beneficial in the LA market, or how can it benefit you as a producer or a director? Can any director get the opportunity? Can you market, all those different pieces that y'all connect with?
So for me, outside of acting, you understand that being an actor, that means you have to also be able to market yourself and sell yourself and stuff like that. So social media has been really huge for me. So I've been doing social media managing. I also produce.
What is producing? What actually is producing?
Producing, it could be a wide range of things.
Please explain.
It could be as simple as, hey, paying for the lunch on one production. Or it could go to being a line producer where you're finding individual people to fill roles on your set. You got to have a second camera op, or something like that. You are the person going out and filling those roles.
Now I want to cut you off. So is there a difference between producer and EP? What's the difference between the executive producer and a regular producer?
So an EP is going to give you the money. A producer doesn't necessarily have to give you the money. The producer does things.
They can help you find the money.
They can help you find the money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot. I also do sound. And I actually, my degree is in radio, TV, and film from the University of North Texas, and that's how I received my knowledge for sound and film production. What is that? It?
That's enough.
Okay, that's enough.
You
I'm back. Stop showing out, dog.
in your bag.
I'm a hustler. You gotta hustle.
I'm not
You
playing.
gotta hustle.
What about you, Zena?
I direct more than anything now, but I still act, and I also produce. I line produce more than anything as far as being hired out. We have our own production company. So with that being said, we shoot demo reels. I'll write scripts, and then he'll shoot them, and I'll direct it, and then he takes them and he edits demo reels and give them to actors when they're looking for agents and stuff like that. As a line producer, I do crew up for the show. So the for the first AD, the second AD, the camera up, the DP. I'm gonna crew up, and then as a line producer, I also break down the entire budget for the show, and I submit that to the executive producer so that they'll know what's expected and how much needs to be paid out over the time of the film. And then as a director, hey, directors, if I'm pitching to get a job as a director, I'm sending over a lookbook. And what a lookbook is just a visual of my concept of the script, the mood of the script, the tones, the colors that I want to use, my thought process behind it, the shots that I'm thinking about. I'm gonna do overhead diagram. I'm gonna do diagrams. It's a whole situation. And then you go in and you present your lookbook and your pitch deck, depending on who you're talking to. It has different names, same thing. And you try to beat out other directors, and it's just about your knowledge of the script and how you want to see it executed. And if the producers agree with my vision, I get the job.
Now, as a director, being a female director, is the job harder to get now? I mean, not really just now. Is the competition for females hard in this industry when it comes to directing? Well,
I think the competition is hard in this industry, period, because it's oversaturated one way or the other. But right now, being a Black female director, I'm a commodity. Like I'm hot, I'm trending. Like at this point, there's a lot of times where I'll get calls from a producer and they'll say, "Hey, the executive producer is a woman and she wants an all-woman team. So I'm going to come on. So I'm going to have to hire a woman DP, a woman camera op, or a woman first AD. So we're going to do a whole team of women." And I have gotten asked for it to be a team full of women of color. So it just depends on who's signing the check, really. But when I am working with non-Black people, I just have to assert myself a little bit more, because they have to understand that I'm knowledgeable and you already gave me the job. I'm not going to keep fighting me for the job, but you've already given me.
Okay. How about you, Kari?
Well, I am an actress, but I've also been fortunate enough to work at BET. Say what you want. They have given me a great life. Amen. And the people around me
You
great life.
are y'all great life.
Us, like
I mean, this is something the way Jay was looking when you said you were great life.
No, I think I said I said me and my family and
I'm just
friends.
always starting, man.
But for the record, she was at BET before. Don't get my sister. She like, thank you. Don't get What? We are from here.
Right.
We still from here.
And I make me That's my hood. And I went to school Lincoln. Okay. So,
Tell me what's going on.
All right. Well,
South Grand
he said South Grand.
Okay. All right. So, yes, but it's mainly due to my boss, because she allowed me to go and still pursue acting. But my thing was, when I first started working there, I was there to serve, just to really learn. And I'm so glad that I was fortunate enough to learn the business of it and the behind the scenes of it. So I was able to see how productions were done. I was able to see the producer, the physical production, everyone that they hired, what the network does. This is what the production company does, how we work in tandem, how we, the contracts. Legal, my department works with everyone, because we did all the shows, Black Girls Rock, BET Awards, Hip Hop Awards, Soul Train Awards, all that kind of stuff. So, but now I am still acting and great relationships, yes. So now I am producing as well. And so for me, even though it's an executive producer role, I'm still all hands in, hands on. Even from the cuts, the clips, seeing what needs to happen. I'm up all night. So it's a lot that goes into producing, but I'm very much of a perfectionist. I want it to be done right, but I also love to have like a great set, all the energy to be great, but I also like for people to be knowledgeable and want to grow as well. So I'm producing and knowing and learning the business and still learning the business. So, but what I will say is I'm learning now because being in a network, I worked on large productions or large budgets, So now I'm learning more about the indie since now that I'm on my own. And they gave me a development deal, so I can't even front. So now I'm learning. I'm having to go to.
So real quick, for those that don't know, what is a development deal?
Development deal basically means that I get to pitch 10 projects to them under my contract. I get to pitch 10 projects. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be shorts, unscripted, scripted. Reality. It can be. It could be. Because I ain't with the mess. But it can be anything, and then you pitch it to them. And if they like it, they give you a separate contract to say we want to option this, or we want to consider this, we want to develop this to see if we want to actually air.
And what's a pitch?
So a pitch is when you go in and a pitch is when you have your lookbook. A pitch is when you have your deck and a very professional deck. When you have you have the log line, you have the synopsis, you have the characters, you have a breakdown of the characters. You can have how long the show is, what the TRT, total running time is, and then you tell them, what is it comparable to? Is it comparable to The Blackening? Is it comparable to what shows does it remind you of or put you in a mindset of? What is the tone of the show? Is it a comedy? What's the genre? And then you basically just you pitch that to them. You tell them why it's good. Why is it different? Why does it fit your audience? Things like that. So that is what a pitch is. You go in. You probably have in LA. You got to get them in the first 5 minutes. Even though it's maybe 30 minutes or an hour pitch, you have to get them in 5 minutes, or they will start texting. They will start. You just have to figure out. You can't go in there unprepared. And so, like, I practice my pitches now. I haven't even pitched because of the strike yet, but I know it's about to happen. So now I'm just like, okay, I need to practice. And what's my elevator pitch? So that's what a pitch is.
Elevator pitch is when you can sum things up in the duration that you ride an elevator on before you get off on the floor.
Yep.
And you can also you can also go in your pitch with your dream cast. Like who you would want.
Yes. Just say it's not attached on there because then they start thinking.
Dream cast? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hello?
So you want to stay with Mama?
You want to stay with us, and then you want us to pay you to be there.
I don't even know what I'm getting yet. But it's fine because you can't transact to you.
In a minute, you're going to be like, all right.
You want to get a shot or something.
In a minute, you're going to be like, and I don't want to.
Okay, my bad. Okay, y'all got keep going off on me.
I don't even want to audition. I just want the part.
Right. I was going to say something.
You have to go a lot player.
I think Corey said there's a question out there.
So real quick, coming from my audience, right? Real quick, there's a question on here, but when I acknowledge the people, Deanna Chandler said, "Hey family, I love this. Thank you. It's very informative. This is dope. Go Eagles" from Rachel.
Okay.
Go Eagles. Andrew Flagg said, "Thank y'all for this information. It's very informative on the in and out of the industries." There is a question. I just posted it up from Miss Rachel. She said, "Question for the whole cast. What has been the most challenging part of being a working artist in LA?"
So I feel like I'm talking too much. For me, I had to. The agent some people have bigger agencies, and you have the bigger agencies, and so they're going to pitch their people. If you are not at a certain level, sometimes the people won't look at you because they always want the name. They want the name. And sometimes your agent has so much of a reach that they have. And it's just one of those things like, good grief, you just trying to dodgeball or, jump rope, double dutch to get up in there. So for me, it's just been, and I've gotten great auditions, but it's still, that thing to where it's like, okay, sometimes they just want a name, and you know they want a name, but they want you to audition.
Right.
So they want a name.
Can I say something real quick? This goes back even further. We did She's Not Our Sister, and this is how serious this is. We had the opportunity for She's Not Our Sister to actually go on television, and I wanted the cast, and I knew everybody couldn't go with us, but I wanted the cast to be a part of this experience. Because, it was an experience to me. We sold out the venue, then we get to go to television, but their thing was, okay, their situation was telling us that they didn't have IMDb credits. They didn't have experience. They didn't have a name. But what does experience have to be with somebody that's been on television? A lot of these folks ain't the greatest, don't get me wrong, but that don't mean that the other person is not better. So, in all that being said, they end up picking some other people, which were great actors, and great actors in general. They was amazing, but they wasn't the people that I wanted and the team that I knew could have killed it. Mm-hmm. So, so to kind of go back to what she's saying, a lot of times a lot of people really want to know, see some named people. One thing we did miss, Jay didn't get to actually say what he does real quick. And then there's a really cool question that I really liked from Terrell. And I'm going to go ahead and ask the question, and you could probably, Jay, you could probably answer this as well. Do you work with this would be more so for Paris, but the question is, do you work with new / different cinematographers? If so, how would, so I'd like to submit my reel, but let's go with you, Jay, first.
Oh, that's
yeah. I'm like, okay. What are we
about being a producer? What you do in the industry?
So besides acting, I've been working on just pitching and creating my own content to submit to studios. So I've been watching what's out here in the industry, and what sticks out is what you don't see. So that sparks ideas for you to create. And I started writing a little bit, so I started writing scripts, but then I also started itemizing like one sheets. One sheet is what you went over, so of different concepts to pitch. So when P has also ideas for her development deal, what she's looking for, I make sure that I chime in on what is missing from the industry and what someone from our demo would like to see. And continue to raise those ideas, because never mute yourself regarding like creative wise what you want to see in the industry.
Right.
There may be they always say there's nothing new under the sun, but at the same time, if it's not out, that's incentive for you to like bring that to the forefront and work. So that's what I've been doing outside of just acting from TV and the commercials and things of that nature.
One thing that I do like that you said, and I don't think you realize it, just because that's your significant other, you don't go to her and tell her this is what I want to do. You actually approach her and say, hey, this is a script, this is a pitch deck, blah 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 blah. You treat her as it's a business. So I respect you much for just saying that. And you didn't say it verbally, but the way you went about on what you were saying was that dialogue, and that says a lot about you as a man.
Appreciate
to be in that household.
I respect her. So it's just I respect her work ethic and what she's accomplishing and what she sets out to do. So and I think we have that mutual respect for each other in that creative space.
Right,
so it's nothing. We approach it as business.
Yeah.
All right. There's another question. I'm not going to ask this one yet because I knew this one was going to eventually come up. But let's answer Terrell's question real quick about the cinematography piece. Can he submit his reel, or in this type of situation, do he have to submit it to another production company? So I guess my thing would be, instead of him, for what you do, would he have to submit a production company or submit to a production company? Or is there a possibility for him to say, well, hey, I want to be your DP or cinematographer for your project? Could he come to you direct?
Is he pitching to, is he wanting to send his reel to, I guess you were saying production company, so Zena's a director, so is he wanted to pitch it to Just send it.
The
But I don't know if there's a particular thing that he's wanting to do
because he's saying he is a cinematographer, and
Right.
he wants to know if he's wanting to pitch his work to somebody to get on. Well, who would he go through to do that? How would he get that submitted?
Yeah, you can send it. It's Swazina everything on all social media. As a director, I do 9 times out of 10 get to choose my my DP. So yes, you want to be a DP too?
Here you go. Too.
Hey,
My bad. It's not Terrell. My bad. Go ahead. My bad. I'm submitting mine right after this. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. See? Terrell.
This is why. I don't know who set this interview up and made this man the moderator. But we are in a conundrum.
Had we known. Terrell was like,
but yes, so I do.
This is for me.
why am I supposed to stand it, man?
My bad. Go ahead.
So it's Swazina on all platforms. You can send it to me on.
No, I'm sorry. Just text it to me. I'll send it.
See?
S is in Sam, W-I, S is in Sam, Y, Z is in Zebra, I, N is in Nancy, N is in Nancy, A is in Apple, Swazina. The Y will get you every time. But just send it over to me, and I'll take a look at it. I always have the opportunity to work with new DPs for each project. I do have a team, and I normally, we do have a close working relationship, but I am open to look at other DPs' reels and hire them on.
Yeah, and my goal is to bring new people where I want to network across to bring them in, because I can't always select who I want, because if it's with a network, then they have they have control over whether it's the director, the above the line basically, and the talent. But I'm always trying to with relationships, and I'm like, okay, can you look at this? Can you see that? Can you so it's really good to have great relationships. What
most people don't realize too is that the producers do really have the final, especially like even if I come on, I'm the director, I can push for you all day. I can be like, oh, I want to work with you, you're going to be it. But if the producer comes in and says they want Joe Schmo, then I'm like, so it's not always up to and I think a lot of people get that confused. Like, how come you didn't cast me? You're the director. Yeah, but I didn't sign the check. Right. I'm a hired arm. Right. And even with my friends, I have to tell them, or colleagues, I'm like, you're going to have to audition. I don't care what you've been on. The casting director is still going to want to see you, because it's all about the look. It's all about you having the chemistry reads. It's going through the testing, making sure that you have chemistry with this person. It's not just about you being able to act, because you can act, but do you mesh well? So it's not always up to us, for sure. Yeah.
So I knew this question, and then we're going to get into the show, because I know a lot of people want a lot of these different things answered, and a lot of times they don't have the opportunity to have this type of roundtable type of conversation. So the biggest thing that's out there right now is so the big question is, and is the Tubi drive right now. I'll kind of word a little bit, but do you think the Tubi industry or the Tubi streaming element is a bad thing to the industry, or is it a good thing to the industry? Could it be a good thing for the indie world / the SAG world, or is it a bad thing? And it's all work. So the question is, does it kind of hurt the industry? Is the biggest question, and is it too saturated?
I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think that it hurts the industry. I don't know that you can hurt it. However, I do think that a lot of people go with quantity over quality, and Tubi has opened up itself for you to see that more often. It's kind of like social media now and figuring out police brutality, because now everybody's filming it, you can see it more. Mm-hmm. So now people are really exposing themselves with the titles that they claim to have, and then you're putting it on a platform who will accept it, which is great, because I do believe that people should have somewhere to put their work. Mm-hmm. However, when you put your work up there, it's open for the world to say yay, nay, or indifferent. So I don't think that it hurts anything, but I do think that people need to step back and think about the quality of it versus the quantity. I'd rather watch one of your spectacular movies than 17 of your.
And so the Tubi explosion right now reminds me of black exploitation, in the 70s. So, it's something that has happened before. And what it is people want to get their stories out, and Hollywood has confined storytelling to a format and a formula. Right. But everybody's formula doesn't fit to their formula, right. So, and that's okay. And that's where Tubi comes in, and it allows you to express yourself in a manner that may not be formulaic as Hollywood, right? But at the same time, like Swazina was saying, when you do that, do the best version of it. Yeah. Just make the best version of a Tubi movie. Yeah. Because we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch your Tubi movies. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna
he's that serious.
we want them to be good. So make sure that you are doing your best and your research on how you can make something even better.
I'm very interested in Jay's opinion, because Jay introduced Tubi
for a long time. Jay introduced us years ago, before it was like popular. Popular. Like and then I'll get my afterwards. But go ahead.
So I've been knowing about Tubi for a minute.
Yes.
You see the smile?
Tubi then was
excited.
Purchased by Fox.
Yes, it was.
And that's when it started really taking off. But I was a fan of it way back then before the purchase. So to answer the question, I don't think movies on Tubi is bad for the industry. My advice is, if you're creating, strive to always grow in your craft.
Yes.
Good job. So if you are looking to just create and you don't know anybody in LA or Atlanta, but you have a streaming platform like Tubi that'll allow you to submit your work, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't quality, whatever, as long as you are submitting and then you're growing from your experience, or you're taking the feedback that you were talking about, because you're opening it up to everybody to go on social and say good things, bad things, whatever. Understand when you submit that's what's going to happen, and be okay with that process, as long as you have the mental fortitude to understand that I want to evolve, I want to grow. If you're a director and you're saying I want to get better, I just wanted to put something on film or document it, and I want to see how my visuals look, all right, I'm going to submit it over here, Or if you're an actor and you say, I did this one movie, I was an extra in that one, or I had a small role in this one, now I got a lead role in this one, and it's on this platform, that's fine. Continue to grow. My advice is continue to grow, so that, like, when you, to Dewey's point, put out your best version of whatever that film is on whatever platform, you can look back at where you started and where you're evolving to, and that opens doors for you. We were talking about earlier about relationships. You fostered relationships with other people. Mm-hmm. People are starting to know your name when they see your content. Mm-hmm. You can build relationships with these people that you admire, that you always wanted to work with, and they'll want to work with you because you're continuing to grow in your craft.
1% better.
Yeah, just as long as you're 1% better, I'm all for whatever. To Dewey's point, we gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna have a good time. We want to support. We've seen different variations of different content all through Tubi. And I don't want Tubi to be known as this place where people are just saturating the industry, because I don't think it's that. There's a lot of good content on Tubi.
Right.
And so be a part of that. If you have the option, be a part of that side that is like contributing to the craft and making better content and continuing to grow from your content.
And
what I'll say is, it's about your brand. Some people, they just want to be on Tubi, and that's okay. That is okay if you just want to be on Tubi, because that's what you want to do, and that's fine. You just have to be confident in what it is that you want to do. If you don't want feedback, that's fine too. Like, if you want to stay wherever you are, that is fine. It is your prerogative. But for the people that want to, you just have to know that for us that want to continue to grow, I would say that, not even for the people, but for us that want to continue to grow, we just have to understand that your brand follows you. Your brand, it's what kind of brand do you want? Because you can put a movie on Tubi and it can be a great movie. And you can actually send that and put it to your reel and send it off. They're not going to be like, "Oh, Tubi, If the cinematography and the work, the quality is good, then because he said Hollywood is formulaic at times, most times. Mm-hmm. And people you want to break out of that box. But my thing, for me, it's about the work. For me, it's about quality. I have turned down things and wanted the money, but have had to turn it down because I did not want to attach my agent and myself wanted to attach myself to something. You do not have to do everything. You have to see what it is that you want to do and how you want it to look, and how you want it to follow you. And whatever you come up with, that's your business, and it's all good. And I always want to support. So
and just be proud of your work. If you're proud of it, somebody else will be too, because they know that you put your best foot forward. As long as you're proud of your work, I'm gonna be right there to support it.
But do the work.
And
do the work. If you're a director, look at some other directors, or get in a class. If you're an actor, get in acting classes. And it does not have to be just me. I can train, because of COVID, I can take classes online in New York. I can take classes online in LA. Calvin Walker, I don't think we've met, but I've heard great things about you, and I believe you are having a workshop here. If I was still here, I would love to join. But Calvin, I hear he has an actors workshop. Do the work, because it is about the work. My husband told me about the monologues. I hear you're a great writer. Calvin Walker, thank you for your work. So, and I just said it because we just talked about him, but. Do the work. It's about the work. It is not about do you want to be famous? And if that's what it is, and be seen and go viral, okay. But if you really love this thing, do the work.
The work is the part. Yeah. The work is really the part. Yeah. You just really have to show up for yourself. I say it all the time. Don't ever disappoint yourself. Show up and be proud. Be proud of what you do, because you put the work in. Yeah. And if you don't have people around you that can help you, then get a new group of people to be around. Mm-hmm. Reach out to people. I was having a conversation. I just judged a film competition last week. I was having a conversation with a young guy, and he said sometimes financially, he's an actor. He said sometimes financially, I don't have the money to go and get into class. And I told him that television is your class.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
As a director, I can watch a show. Joe Dewey would sit there with me, and I'd be like, rewind it. Okay, I love this shot. How they get that shot? Let me go and find the behind the scenes so I can figure out where the camera was. How did they move it? Why did they write this like this? Why was that flashback? Okay, let me write it down. Yes. At 23077. I like this. I'm going to take it. I'm going to send it to my DP and we're getting ready to shoot this. This is what I want it to be. Can we recreate this? Mm-hmm. Or if we can, how do we do it? If we can't, why can't we do it? Mm-hmm. But it's the work. You go into it to do it properly.
Yeah. And speaking on as far as actors, because actors oftentimes have the low man totem pole when it comes to the income, because you're not getting paid as much as the producers, you're not getting paid as much as the directors and the DPs, right? So if you aren't able to pay for those classes, and like she said, watch the TV, and your greatest asset are questions. Right. Why? How? When? What is this relationship?
Right.
Where did this stem from? Ask questions. Ask yourself questions to try to see if you can understand what is going on inside of that actor's head.
That's right.
While they are portraying that scene. Because that scene in particularly is going to affect them viscerally on the inside first, and then it's going to come outwards.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to ask what is happening on the inside of them that is bringing those tears up. Because sometimes you may not even see a tear, but you see the emotion that is emoting from that individual, and you're able to actually understand that person is hurt, even though they don't have a tear. That is
it's definitely not about making yourself cry. Good Lord. But I tell actors all the time, I was telling this young man, I was like, say for instance, your favorite is Bradley Cooper, and you know you love him in one particular movie. I said, go and find that he's going to have a monologue. They're always going to have a monologue. Write it down. Go recreate it. Not to be him, but to figure out if you can find things in the monologue that's different than what they've done, and you have no idea how much you will be growing and training yourself to learn your tool, your facility. You have to know your body, and know your range, and know what your fingers are doing in this moment, or how your eyes twitch, or or what Sherlock the text. Know what everybody is doing in the show. Please don't get a script and just read your part.
Yes, because other people's parts will indicate something for you. And it won't be a part of your lines, but it'll tell you exactly how they feel about you and who you are in their eyes. And who you are in their eyes is the truth.
Yeah. And all I would say about the monologue is Joe Morton on Scandal, you can always depend on him to give you a good monologue. I would hold my breath anytime he was on scene. And even Carrie, when they were on scene, but they had their monologue Viola, I was just like, I would hold my breath because I'm just like, because it was just so good, And I mean, eat it
Train yourself. If you can't go somewhere, there's no excuse. It's too much work.
There's too much TV.
It's too much television. It's too much.
Watch Tubi.
Hey, that's funny. You're right. I got a couple questions because the passion we have as directors, as producers, as actors, as writers, can go on and on and on. There's a couple of questions that I want a quick answer to because we definitely all of this information was kind of led to what we're doing this weekend. But one, Zena, if you can go online and actually put that email address, because Terrell didn't actually get it.
No problem.
So if you could put that in the comment area.
Here that part. Okay.
Sorry, you're talking about. Did you get our shirts?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get to that. Let me do this.
Support that business. Okay, just kidding. Go ahead.
But there's a couple of questions. One was do you recommend filmmakers enter competitions or film festivals? And then the other one is, was the film competition you were talking about earlier, was it in Dallas?
Yes. I'm gonna give you that one. The film competition was in Dallas. It's called Rack Focus with La Luna Entertainment, and it was the 14th. The 14th time. I don't know.
Session.
The 14th session of the competition. So he has them often. It's under La Luna, LALUNA Entertainment. I'll put something in the chat. His name is Israel Luna. He's a local director here. And it was a really good competition this year.
And I will speak about the film festivals because you all know I love film festivals. I was responsible for the film festivals anytime we went from BET. But yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. And they have so many categories. They have shorts, they have features, they have documentaries, docuseries. But okay, so just to throw out some, they have ABFF, American Black Film Festival. They have Bronze Lens Film Festival. They have Urban World Film Festival. They have Sundance. They have Martha's Vineyard Film Festival. They have Pan-African Film Festival. And there's so many. Like I have a list where we submitted to different festivals. But I absolutely do because you will not only will you network, but you'll still get feedback on your film. You can be a part of a group to where they'll have like a filmmakers brunch or a filmmakers breakfast where they will give you feedback for different things. So yes, I'm sorry, you want it short. Got it. My husband's over here nudging me and it's short. My bad. Got it. Yep.
Also, though, just make sure that you research the festivals. Don't submit because it can become very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So don't submit your short or your film to something that's not relevant to what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So make sure you research it so that you're putting your money in the best place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Zena's email is on the screen right now, you all. In my opinion, too, festivals are cool. They are a good asset. I think now with the opportunities of your Tubies and all of those, because a lot of people are looking for, when they put them in film festivals, not everybody, most are looking for investors to get the opportunity to get networking or any of that type of nature. Now with the Tubies, the Peacocks, there's a lot of other opportunities that can help still do the same thing. And unless you do the ABFF or some of the big ones that are really, because there's a lot of fraud festivals out here that are just doing it for money. So don't, just because you got an award from a festival, the Snoop Robinson festival doesn't mean that it's recognizable or a benefit, as a whole. But do it all. I mean, it's kind of a personal preference. To me, I'm not into a lot of them, but the ABFF and I think it's Sundance, are one of my two favorite ones because they are connected to things and people that you can connect with.
Yeah.
So if y'all noticed a second ago at the bottom of the screen that it said SFNP acronyms at the bottom, Shoot Films Not People. They have an amazing shirt that's on, and I'm actually kind of jealous because I didn't get one. I didn't get a hoodie. I didn't get anything. I mean, they are amazing. Can somebody explain that? Then we'll go to the next piece to wrap.
Sure. Shoot Films Not People is owned by an African American woman, and it's basically what it says. We're not a target. There's things that you can't shoot. Try shooting a film. Leave us out of it. It's just that simple. There's ways to go, and it's a way to show camaraderie and put a positive spin on something that's been happening in America that's been very negative. Yeah. So just Shoot Films Not People. We got them in LA. Leimert Park
on Juneteenth.
I have the contact info. I don't have it with me. I will. You can reach out to me, and if you want them, and I can get you. You can do the purchase through me if you would like the shirts.
So it's not an online service.
I can. Okay. But just go to. I'm putting my production company in the thing. Go there, and in the note, it'll be a contact section, and then say that you want the shirt, and we can get it sent out.
Well, cool. It's been an amazing night. I want to thank you all for all of the information that you have given, and this, for those that are watching, as you can see, the people on this panel, the people that are here tonight, are really, they have a lot of information, a lot of things that they can provide for you. But this Friday and this Saturday, you're going to see the other side of them. I mean, it's going to be an amazing production. I'm excited to be a part of it. Some people have asked me, Snoop, I saw you as a part of it, and you're not. I said, yes, I am a part of it. I pulled out. Only reason is because I was dealing with death in my family and all of those different things. Sometimes it kind of, messes up what's going on in your head. And that's the first time it's ever done it because I had so much stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So, and me, I went to the producer and told the producer, how I was feeling. She gave me the weekend. And then, I told her, hey, let's make this happen. And as you can see, I'm still on board. Mm-hmm. So I'm still a part of the production, behind the scenes, making it happen. I'm excited to be a part of it because at the end of the day, what we did years ago is we brought this play together from Derek Grant. He's the writer of this production. Derek, I'm going to tell y'all about Derek. He's a little different in writing. It's not a bad different, but his writing is so amazing. He has his way of doing things and way of bringing words together to also bring in people together. It's unique. So, let's go with Zena as the director for this production. Can you tell us more about the production as well as, and then we'll go into why One Happy Camper wanted to produce this, and then we're gonna wrap up the show.
Sure. The brief answers is Love Seat, the stage play. Is about a couple, Michelle and Braxton, who are newly married due to Michelle getting knocked up. And and just the turbulence that things can cause in your marriage when it's early, when they're not dealt with straight communication and openness. And we just go on this fantastic ride of comedy and crazy. So you will laugh, you might cry, you definitely might be rooting for one or the other, but it is gonna go down. You will not be disappointed that you showed up. It's a hilarious show, and I'm telling you, this cast, they don't give it to you. You have a good
time. Don't just say that because you're the director. I mean, are they really doing their thing?
Hey, I mean, the work speaks.
Right.
I guess you heard that.
If we can make you laugh right now, imagine us
exactly
on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Pari, tell us why this production?
Because I love us together, first and foremost. Our chemistry is great. It just is. And two, the script is great.
Yes, it is.
So that was the thing. The script was great. The cast, our chemistry is great. And I was just like, yo, it's been 10 years or more than 10 years.
Yeah.
We flirted with this idea last year and flirted with it again. I'm like, Derek, what do you think? So Zena, what do you think? Let's get the gang back together again. And, because then we don't do a lot of theater anymore or stage.
Right.
And that's where you work your chops. That's where you still got it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. That's your
practice
jam.
field. That's your practice field.
So I'm like, we need to get back. We don't want to lose that, with 3 pages of scenes or whatever. We don't want to miss that. Yeah. So and everyone gave their blessing, and it was off to it. So yeah. And then this is actually the perfect time. We didn't know the strike was happening, but it was the perfect time because we did not do that. But the Lord knows, He knows all. So it was the perfect time to do it.
So Bree, it's actually on the screen right now, but tell them where can they get the tickets?
You can actually go to 2 different places. You can go to www.be1happycamper.com, or you can go to Ticketlocity and type in Love Seat. www.be1happycamper.com is easier instead of me trying to give you a link to Ticketlocity, but it is on Ticketlocity as well. So, and the One Happy Camper link will take you to Ticketlocity. So there you go.
All right, y'all. It's been an amazing night.
Thank you.
We had a great time. I still want my shirt.
Wow.
And,
you want a place to stay? You want a shirt? You want cinematography?
He wants a lot.
I'm so glad y'all got all the information. I'm so glad.
You just go to hendersonspro.com, get yours in as well.
I'm going to do that. And you know what? I'm not even looking for no favors. I'm going to go do my part, like everybody else should do their part. And that's a huge thing with me is, opportunity, friendships is cool. But at the end of the day, does that mean that you are as good as you need to be to make that work? And sometimes you're not, but at least submit for your opportunity. Zena has given you all a platform to reach out to her. She didn't have to do that, and she made that possible. Bree's talking about some other projects that's possibly that are coming her way. Now, real quick on that, when it comes to your pitching element, does that, because people want to know, do that mean you definitely got the opportunity, or that just means you have the opportunity to pitch those products?
Yeah, you just have the opportunity to pitch the project. It does not mean that they will accept it. If they do want to accept it, that turns into a completely different deal, under a completely different contract. You just have the opportunity for them to listen to you, to be in the room. And they have to listen to you because you're obligated on their contract.
Which means do not start texting my sister no crazy stuff talking about you just came up with it. It's not fleshed out. You don't have a full idea. Don't do it. Just the answer is no.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a soft one.
So don't be pitching if you ain't ready.
That's all.
Don't pitch if you ain't ready, if you ain't got your stuff together. But tonight, like I said, tonight's been an amazing night.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Friday. get your tickets at the1happycamper.com or Ticketlocity and type in Love Seat. There's a link at the bottom, Rachel Britt, which is the stage manager for this production. What up, Rachel?
Hey, JoJo.
Yes, hey, JoJo.
So, can y'all kick a shout out real quick to the people that are in it, and then we wrap it.
Yes. Let's see.
Shout out to Nate.
Yeah,
Shout out to Missy Lee.
Yes.
Shout out to Nate.
Nate Sue.
Shout out to Michael Prince.
What up, Flo?
Did you shout
out Serena?
Wait, hold on. Why y'all? People already know y'all here. What you doing?
Jeremy?
What is happening?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you know what? It's definitely time to end it because the girls doing things that are special and it's not. It's time to write it down.
Thank you for that.
Man, appreciate you, man, for setting the platform for us to make this happen. Everybody that tuned in tonight. I really think, y'all, we should do more of this. Informative type of thing where it's not, it's just talking about the industry because a lot of times we all have our perceptions of things, of the way stuff should be and the way Tubi has driven. And let me get this straight. Tubi is not a bad thing. It's a platform that has open. I mean, it's a lot of name stuff out there as well as independent stuff. It's just been set a tone for the indie because the indie world has created a lot of negative and a lot of positive. Right. So it's not a bad word, y'all. Please, Tubi is not a bad word. Tubi is making folks money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let's just say that.
Absolutely,
major money. So keep that in your back seat, and then as you're in your back seat, we need y'all to come hang out on Love Seat this Friday. This Saturday is 2 shows presented by the One Happy Camper. She's bringing it back. Jay's bringing it back. Zena's bringing it back. Dewey's bringing it back to Dallas. Y'all. All up on the hood except South Grand Prairie. South Grand Prairie.
South Grand Prairie. It's the sound of the Grand Prairie.
It's on the south.
There you go. It's on the south of the Grand Prairie.
Right.
South. Take us out here, dog.
Man, y'all heard it right there. What you want to do? We go get up out of here and just vibe with everything. Ow! Make sure y'all get those tickets right now. Make sure y'all get those tickets. You don't want to miss it. It's going down. Hey! Ticket information at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you look at the bottom of the screen. Ticket information. Get in there right now to make sure you have that. Hey! We just vibe out. Love tickets this weekend. This Saturday, 2 shows. Acknowledge everybody right there. Make those tickets. We out of here.